This is gonna be my last one. Um, Unless something else come out that I wanna, speak on. But it's gonna be my last entry in the John Morant situation. And once again, before I get started with my commentary, this channel once again is geared toward geared toward the black community, geared toward Black America. The black man is the head of that, right? So majority of the time, pretty much all the time, I would say 95.999% of the time, I'm gonna say 90% of the time, I'm speaking to the black man. He is the head, and nothing is going to happen or change in the black community until he understand first there's a problem, and instead of blaming like we have been doing for so long, blaming, comparing ourselves, well, what about the white man and what about the blue man, and we focus on ourselves, there will be no solutions. Until we focus on ourselves, come up with solutions as a whole, be solutions based and solutions oriented, there will be no change. As a matter of fact, things are going to get worse because we on the time. We on the time schedule, and it's running out. Right. The reason why I'm speaking about the situation I don't speak about these situations to entertain. I mean, if you entertain, cool. If they funny, cool. But my main issue is this a pro truth channel, so I speak about these situations and I use them as a backdrop on to point out and put a light on the things that's going on in our community, the thing that we need to fix in our community, and of course, being that I'm a solutions based, solution oriented person, the solution to fix those problems. So here today we're gonna speak about once again the John Morant situation. Um, there's a few exhibits I'm gonna play for y'all, and of course, while they're playing, I'm gonna chime in. Now I want to start with this brother here. This brother Dave Bryant. Some of y'all know him. He's a Dallas Cowboy great. Uh, he had his own personal off the field issues, but that's not what we're here to talk about. He said some good, powerful things in this video, and I wanna let him speak. It's not that long, I believe, 2 minutes or so. We're gonna let him speak, and once he speak or during while he's speaking, I'm gonna chime in.
Everybody adding their 2 cents on the job situation, so I want to add mine. So check this out, Jai. I know a couple of things for sure. You fill out a W-2 and you pay your taxes and you play for the National Basketball Association. That's your job. It's like a job, except this job you love, you grew up playing, and you get paid millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. So with that being said, with this type of job, they have this huge ass brand that they love. This huge brand that they protect. This huge brand that influence a lot of kids like yourself and others that want to grow up and play that game one day. So the reason why they being the way that they are is because they want to protect their brand. Not only they want to protect their brand, they want to protect you.
I want to stop in 1 second right there. With Jama, you in a country now, where you got a lot of people from the far left, liberal people, who basically want to redo the Constitution. And one of the biggest issues in the Constitution that seems to rub liberals wrong is the Second Amendment. So with that being said, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. If he was working at not just in the NBA, represent Nike, Powerade, and the NBA, which is all brands who worry about the bottom line. They don't care about John Morant. They don't care what's going on with John Morant. He is an asset to them, and that's why they paying him well, and that's why it's a big deal because he's hurting their bottom line. But that's not what I'm about to get into right at the moment. What I'm saying is, and this to you, black man. I understand that we got a particular culture, and our culture is a little toxic. I understand it's toxic, and most of the things has to get listen, man. As a race, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Just as a race, we have to commit spiritual suicide and rebuild. Like, cause I mean, it's a lot of good things that you can take from black culture, American black culture, but those things are not gonna go anywhere. And I don't have to get into what those things are. But I'm saying it's so much toxicity that is in the black culture. We basically, I'm talking about dealing with politics, dealing with religion, dealing with eating. We are basically going to have to do a spiritual suicide and unlearn and relearn a whole bunch of stuff. Because our culture says, or not so much as our culture says, but because our music, and I don't want to go too much into this. I'm gonna just stay where I'm at right now. What he was saying about how basically Dez Bryant is breaking down to him in the simplest terms. This is the issue. So all these other silly debates about what the politicians doing, he didn't break a law and this, that, and the third. We have to stick to the subject and stop trying to move the goalposts, bring this up, bring that up. Let's stick to one situation, and the situation that you put yourself into. You in the position, Ja, and like I say, Ja might not never hear this, but you gonna hear a black man. You gonna hear this. You may have a good job. You may have. It don't matter if you got any job you got. You in the position, and especially if you got in a job where you got a position to create generational wealth for yourself. You got to move different. You got to pick your friends different. This is why I always tell people: listen, you are who you hang with. You know, I'm from the hood. I'm still in the hood, but I don't have no friends in the hood because I got the people that I grew up with. They either one, well, they doing one or three things. They in prison, they in dead, and there's a few of them that's still out here. And if they don't change their life, they head to them two places I have to mention, prison or the graveyard. And I understand that at my age, that's not where I want to go with my life. So it's a lot of my friends that I love. When I see them, I holler at them. I talk to them on the phone every blue moon. But I understand that where I'm trying to go, they not on that. I'm not saying they not going down that road, but as of right now, they not ready. And until they get ready, I gotta separate. Because if I don't separate, not that I'm a follower or none of that. It's not about you being a follower or a leader. You are who you hang with. They gonna rub off on you. Energy, spirits. Whatever you doing, they gonna do. Whatever they doing, you gonna do. Now we are, in most crews and cliques is an eyeball, but for the most part, everybody on the same song. So as John Morant be in a position to have generational wealth, right now he worth 200 million. Now, of course, a lot of his stock gonna drop, and a lot of endorsement that he might have might fall. Because I'm from what I understand, his shoe has been removed off the Nike site, which is the same thing that happened to Kyrie before Nike dropped him. And I'm gonna get into Kyrie too in this video because he gonna be brought up, and I want to show you how these situations is different in when you come to the people who in charge. I'm not one of those type of dudes who, like I say, when I say I'm pro black, I'm really pro black, right? Most of these people that pro black, they not really pro black. They pro white supremacy because that's all they talk about and all they blame. I'm not. I don't want to speak on that. I'm not giving that no power. That don't have no power over my life. That's not stopping me from doing nothing, and it's not helping me do nothing. It's non-existent in my life. White supremacist is non-existent in my life. And I'm coming to you as somebody who not educated, or what I'm saying now. I'm educated, but I don't have no formal education, and I'm a convicted felon. And white supremacy ain't holding me back from doing anything. So I know it's not holding these people back, but a lot of these people who so-called pro-black and all these people, they all about talking. They all about speaking about the problem and no solution. They have no solutions. None of these fake black pastors, not all but most, these fake leaders, so-called leaders, Jesse Jackson, they don't have any solution. Well, they got the solutions, but they understand that if they start speaking about the solution, they going to lose a lot of supporters. I don't care about that. I'm pro-truth. I'm trying to find a way I'm not trying to find a way. I have the way for black people to fix themselves. Forget crying out about you. You're not oppressed no more. Your grandparents, your mother might have was oppressed in America, but you not. America today is one of America today. Anybody can make it here. You got people come from third world countries here, start up their own businesses, create generational wealth, and when they create their wealth, they start expanding to employ and hire their people. So they don't need to be crying about, hey, this man, a white man, a blue man, because what they do is they focus on themselves. They make sure they create a lane for themselves. When they lane is in stretch, they start reaching out. And what I mean by reaching out, they expand their businesses to their other people, and they employ their own people, and they create generational wealth within their community. You don't see none of these Indian, this era of these men. They don't come here begging. They come here and say, look, this is what we got to do. The Mexicans, they come over here, they work on houses for dirt cheap, and what they do is they work on houses for dirt cheap, save up their money, get their green cards, and what they do, they send for the other Mexicans to come. They start them a construction business or a lawn care service or whatever business that they start, and they employ their own. Then they buy up houses, then they buy up communities, and they give all their people away. They make away. Same way in the industrial field. I worked in an industrial plant for a long time. They do the same thing. They come there, they rise in the ranks, and then what they do, they wreck all their homeboys in. They help all their homeboys, and everybody else do the same thing. But the blacks, man, he got to get it how he live. I had to do this. I had to put work in. Let him put the work in. That's how we feel about each other. And we got to get rid of that mindset. Once again, we have to do a spiritual cleansing, man. We have to do a spiritual suicide and start all over. Because the way the mindset is in our culture, it's not going to work. It's self-destructive. This is why we talking about this right now. And what this brother is basically telling him is, listen, you didn't break any charter, you didn't do anything wrong morally, but because the brand that you represent, you hurt their bottom line with your quote-unquote thuggish behavior. I call it ignorant behavior, because he don't need to be doing that. If you want to turn up in the car to rap music, that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But what you flashing a gun for? What is a gun out for? What is a gun even showing for? You don't listen, bro. I'm from the hood, bro. Where I'm from, a gun don't need to be shown unless it's about to get fired. We don't just show gun, man. That's not gangster. People will try you about that. People will call you out about that where I'm from. And where I'm from, niggas don't play that. You pull that out, you better use it. But these days, a lot of these youngins, man, guns to match their outfit. Guns is not no joke, bro. I forgot the dude who said in his song. I forgot exactly. And he said that you can't have a gun and have a heart. You can't be walking around every day packing no gun and have a heart. Why is that? Because it could come down to a situation where you got to use that gun. And if you don't have that mindset, you don't need to be carrying no gun, bro. Guns are not toys. They got toy guns. If you like guns, go get you a toy gun. They got toy guns. They got these new guns I seen. I like them. I want to get them, but I don't have no children, nobody to play with them with. But they some gel. They got, you put gel, like some gel beads in them, made out of jelly or gel, and you shoot them. It come with a little gun. It come with drums on them. They nice. They cute. They fun to play with. They look just like guns. So I never was into guns like that. But if you somebody who a gun connoisseur and you caught up with guns, go get you one of them to play with. Now, if you want to, and if you is into guns, collect your guns, keep them in a spot in case you need them. You want to go to the shooting range. But why, as a $250 million guy, you on social media flashing a gun when once you have already been warned and sanctioned for doing this already? So it's not like, oh, I didn't know, I just come in here, I didn't know they was tripping on that. You knew this, right? And this brother did Brian, and he's getting into what he's breaking down is, listen, you a citizen, you a law-abiding citizen, you pay taxes, you didn't break no law. And he's gonna go further into this by saying, listen, man, all these other debates about what the politicians doing and this, that, and the third, listen, that don't apply to a dude who represent billion-dollar corporations. And his action affects their bottom line. And what I was about to say, and I stopped saying it, is you could be working for a regular company. If you work, I don't know this. I don't know this for sure. But if you working, you gotta you say you're an engineer, right? You're an engineer for a corporate company, or you some kind of person at one of these big corporations like BP, oil and gas, or anything like that. There, and I've said this before in my other videos. They have people when you being hired there, and when you already employee. And I want to be clear on this. I'm anti-victim. I'm not one of these guys who telling you the white man, the blue man, woe to you because you're black. We don't do that over here. They got plenty of channels to do that. We don't do that over here. But what I will do is I'm going to rectify the truth. So when you in these type of environments, black man, you know what I'm saying? When you in these type of environments, especially you, I'm not saying just you, but especially you, black man, you are being vetted when you get hired on and while you work there. So I'm saying that to say this here. If you wasn't in the NBA and you was in a good position at a good job, and you on social media doing what Ja Morant was doing, you probably would be terminated. I don't know this. I could be wrong. You cannot compare what he did to somebody hunting and showing they game with their gun over their shoulder. You can't compare. It's not. It's apples and oranges. We can't do that. We got like this brother about to say, and shout out to Dead Bryant, man, because Dead Bryant spoke the truth in this video, man. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start this video over. I wanted to say this little commentary, and I wanted to put that out there midway because he said he basically breaking down why you can't. It's not about whether he right or wrong or did he break a crime, but this NFL veteran is breaking down why, the ramifications on why you can't do this, which is Ja should know this. Ja got people around him. Ja got publicists. He got agents. He got people around him to tell him what he can and can't do. Right? It's common sense, right? But he not listening to those people. So Dead Bryant, and I understand Dead Bryant probably not talking directly to Ja Morant because Dead Bryant got a common enough sense to know that he got people around him to tell him that. What Dead Bryant is doing is for the stupid people out there. And God forgive me for saying that, but there's a lot of stupid people out there who like to bring up these silly debates. Oh, oh, the white people do it. This woman, this politician just did it, and they do it. The white people do it. The white athletes do it when they hunt, and all these old silly debates that has nothing to do with Ja Morant, has nothing to do with the situation with Ja Morant. Let's wait and see till one of those Republicans, I mean not Republicans, let's see one of those politicians listen to Young Thug or listen to NBA Youngboy, listen to one of these rappers who I'm about to get into that too, who speak about nothing but killing their own people and violence and smoking on their dead ops and all that food. Let's see a politician ride around listening to that with a gun in the same, that put them in Ja Morant position. And I don't care what color they were, it'll be the same backlash, if not worse. So let's not play that game. But I want to start this video over, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this video play through, right? And then we're going to go to another video, and then we're going to go we're going to go to another clip, then we're going to go to a video. But we're going to do this slow. So let me start this over, because I want y'all to hear what he's saying, and I want y'all to take in what he's saying. And for the people who seem not to grasp what's the big deal with this Ja Morant situation, in 2 minutes and 13 seconds, Dead Bryant breaks it down in the simplest term that a child could understand this.
Everybody adding their 2 cents on the Ja situation, so I want to add mine. So check this out, Ja. I know a couple of things for sure. You fill out a W-2 and you pay your taxes and you play for the National Basketball Association. That's your job. It's like a job, except this job you love, you grew up playing, and you get paid millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. So with that being said, with this type of job, they have this huge ass brand that they love. This huge brand that they protect. This huge brand that influence a lot of kids like yourself and others that want to grow up and play that game one day. So the reason why they being the way that they are is because they want to protect their brand. Not only they want to protect their brand, they want to protect your brand. And to Steven Jackson and to JJ Redick, come on, Steven Jackson, like you just said the other day, you wasn't gonna condone this. I'm pretty sure we really from that. I'm not saying John not. He probably got a little taste of it, but I know we really from that. So that's kind of, we supposed to be the leaders and really telling this man the truth. And JJ Redick, I get your point with the politicians and all of that stuff. But say, brother, this ain't got nothing to do with the law. This ain't got nothing to do with breaking the law. This got something to do with who he is, what he became, and where he trying to go. I see Ja more than just a superstar basketball player. Like he a king, he a legend for making it where he at. Because there's a lot of kids who look like us that don't get them opportunities, who have that talent.
And I want to just stop in right here, man. If you from the hood like I'm from the hood, you know plenty. And if you don't know plenty, the bigger the city you in, the more you know. I'm from a small town, and I know some brothers who play football, and I know some brothers who play basketball, who was trying to be Ja Morant and trying to be a street nigga at the same time, and they got them caught up and ruined their career. Some of them is in prison, some of them is dead, and some of them just got them a job now. And these dudes who I seen, who colleges was watching, who could have went and was been great players in the NFL or the NBA, but they wanted to be in the streets and they wanted to be an athlete, and it don't mix. But because Ja Morant had a two-parent household, which is a lot of these brothers don't even come from two-parent household, but they coaches is like their fathers, right? But and the coaches, these coaches been around forever, so they know talent when they see it. So the ones that they gonna see that excel, they get them extra love and extra, because they don't have a father. But Ja Morant had a father who, the father's job is to see the talent in his son at a young age and to hone those talents. That's the father's job. That's not the mother's job. The mother, majority of the times, can't see the talent, and she won't see the talent. And even if she do, she understand this thing that she needs to do to hone in that talent, so the child can make the talent into something great and possibly something that they can monetize. But Ja Morant's father, T. Morant, seen that his son was going to be great, did the right thing, kept him in the right places, kept him in the right private schools, kept him in the right neighborhood. He did everything right, and it paid off because his son ended up staying away from that street life. They had a old Ja Morant Instagram page that ended up popping up, and you could see this dude. This dude wasn't a thug. He wasn't a street dude, and most of the dudes who play sports aren't street niggas. Most of them squares. But there's a few of them that want to play both sides. There's a few of them that come up in the hood and get caught up with hood activities. And that's why I always tell people, if you got, and I speak about this all the time, and as a matter of fact, I made a live about parenting. And I speak about that in that live about, listen, your children are the most important things in life when you bring them here. Because for one, they didn't ask to come here. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you got a Nobel Peace Prize. I don't care what accomplishment that you do in life. If you fail as a parent, you're a failure. And one of the main reasons you fail as a parent as a man, spreading your seed and not being there in your seed's life. And as a woman, let anybody, especially men because most of these women know who they be dealing with, reproducing with degenerates. But that's not here. That's something for another video. What I'm saying is, if you fail as a parent, you're a failure. And one of those things, and one of the ways you can fail as a parent, by not taking your child serious. Your child is supposed to be you're supposed to guard your child with your life. You're supposed to guard your child with your life. You're not supposed to I tell these parents all the time, when I see fat children, when I see children that's overweight, it just made me look at the parents with a certain way, because how could you let your child get fat? You know that children are cruel. You know that for one is not healthy. Number one, let's start there. But for two, you know children are cruel. He gonna get picked at. He or she gonna get picked at. Um, and if they fat as a child, a good chance that they might end up being really fat as an adult. And now they got to deal with depression, like big people most of the time deal with, because they, if you're not comfortable with what you look at in the mirror, it just is what it is. And I don't have to go into details about that, but I'm just saying. So when I look at certain things, you know, and parents allow, like I'm gonna use myself for example. Like when I was coming up, my thing was I had an issue with my teeth. My teeth wasn't straight. My teeth ain't straight, and I kind of it didn't never really it didn't never stop me from getting the girls I wanted or nothing like that. But it was just something that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? It was something that affected my self confidence, right? And so when I was 16, I got me a job, saved my money, and I got me some pull out grills, and that was able to cover it up. But as a parent, and I'm not talking about my parent because my parent, that's just not thing that they cared about. It wasn't a financial issue because, my daddy was financially stable, took us all over the United States, took us all over to many places. But that just wasn't a thing that they was, and I didn't ask for it. It wasn't like I probably asked once or twice, but it was blew off. It was because it wasn't something that was, okay, I can have I'd have kept asking or maybe wanted it for a particular birthday, and then, I could have got it, but I just didn't. I said I want a grill, so I'm gonna give me some goals and cover my teeth. But the thing about it is, um, as a parent myself, as a parent who's self-aware of all those things, say for instance I have a child, right? And when he get his adult teeth, say I forgot how I think you about 6 or 7 when you get your teeth. I could be wrong about that. I don't have children, so don't come at me. What I'm saying is, if I see my children teeth are not gonna be straight, I'm not gonna wait till I'm gonna get their teeth taken care of right there. Because why is that? As a father, as a mother, your job is to protect your children from anything. You need to have your children staying in the right neighborhoods. I also got a video about should you pick your children friends. You should pick your children friends until they're 18. Because if you allow your children to pick their own friend, you never know if they're a follower. They might not be a strong-minded person. They may be a weak-minded person. And so all these things all these things plays a part in you being a good parent. Because once again, I don't care what you do in life. If you fail as a parent, you fail as a person. God entrusted you with these children, and if you're not in the right state of mind, you got mental issues and all these type of things, you broken, whatever, spiritually broken, you don't need to be bringing children in the world. And so, going back to this video, I'm gonna let him finish, and of course, I'm gonna chime in.
So he's more than a basketball player. That's why it means so much to me to send this message. Let's stop having these unnecessary debates and stay on topic. It ain't right, John. And I support you.
Let's let that play again, because I want y'all to hear
Everybody
straight
adding their
through.
2 cents on the job situation, so I want to add mine. So check this out, John. I know a couple of things for sure. You fill out a W-2 and you pay your taxes and you play for the National Basketball Association. That's your job. It's like a job, except this job you love, you grew up playing, and you get paid millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. So with that being said, with this type of job, they have this huge ass brand that they love. This huge brand that they protect. This huge brand that influence a lot of kids like yourself and others that want to grow up and play that game one day. So the reason why they being the way that they are is because they want to protect their brand. Not only do they want to protect their brand, they want to protect your brand. And to Steven Jackson and to JJ Redick, come on, Steven Jackson, like you just said the other day, you wasn't gonna condone this. I'm pretty sure we really from that. I'm not saying John not. He probably got a little taste of it, but I know we really from that. So that's kind of, we supposed to be the leaders and really telling this man the truth. And JJ Redick, I get your point with the politicians and all of that stuff. But say, brother, this ain't got nothing to do with the law. This ain't got nothing to do with breaking the law. This got something to do with who he is, what he became, and where he trying to go. I see Ja more than just a superstar basketball player. Like he a king, he a legend for making it where he at. Because there's a lot of kids who look like us that don't get them opportunities, who have that talent. So he's more than a basketball player. That's why it means so much to me to send this message. Let's stop having these unnecessary debates and stay on topic. It ain't right, Ja. And I support you.
Now that's with love. Dez Bryant gave him that with love. And I want to go back to that parenting thing real quick before I go to the next video. Before I go to the next video, you also going back to what he said, because there's a lot of us, and I was speaking about it, and I kind of got sidetracked. There's a lot of us, like I say, we come up and we seen dudes who, they was trying to play both fields, and they ended up catching up with them, and it stopped them from being great in life, and they respected sport. Whether they would have made it to the NFL, the NBA, or not, it stopped them from getting scholarships, right? And going back, that's why you gotta not only pick your children's friend, you gotta make sure you have your children in the right neighborhood. You have your children in the hood where people selling drugs and doing drugs. Is a good chance. It's not 100% chance, but it's an 85 to 90% chance that they gonna be one of those or both of those, and they gonna get caught up in it, especially if they not good at sports, or especially if the sports thing don't work out. So you need to have your children in the best type of areas. You need to protect your children at all costs, because for 18 years you are responsible for everything that is put in that child, where that child stay, and everything. His health, what he eat, you are responsible for that. And if you fail, I'm not saying, and I understand parenting can be hard. I'm not a parent, I've been a step parent, but I understand parenting can be hard. A lot of people learn as they go. I'm not trying to talk about nobody, bash nobody, but I'm giving you information so you can move in a different way if you have children or before you have children. Make sure that you are first and foremost mentally and spiritually prepared to raise another human. That's why I tell people, man, you shouldn't be having children until you at least 30 years old. You shouldn't be having, me and my brother was born, our mom was in the 30s. You should not be having children, and my father. You should not be having children until you at least 30 years old. Why is that? Because guess what? You damn sure shouldn't be having children in your teen years, because you still a baby your damn self. In your 20s is your adult teen years. In other words, you're a teenager when you're in your 20s. You starting your career in your 20s. You still doing you still trying to figure a lot of things out in life in your 20s. By the time you 30, some people really, I'm gonna be honest with you, some people shouldn't have children till, but I'm saying 30 years old, you done learn life, you done pretty much, you done been through some type of struggle, you done probably had your heart broke once or twice or more times than that if you're a female, and you done went through stuff. You actually have something, but you actually have life. You actually have some type of mindset, wisdom, hopefully, and knowledge to pass down to that child and teach that child. And also, by that age, you pretty much in your career, you got your life together, you probably about to buy your first home, and you pretty much financially stable at that point. So, I understand stuff happen and all this here, but I'm saying, in my opinion, you shouldn't start having children till you 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to go to this next video. And it's a real, 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 real important video. It's a little bit shorter. It's a minute long. And it's Steven Jackson. Now, I don't never agree. I think this is the first time I ever agreed with Steven Jackson and what he said. And it's so funny. It's so crazy. And once again, I always speak about these things. In our community, man, and this is one of the main, it's plenty of issues that go on in our community. We got plenty of things that's hurting our community. And I'm going to say this here. It's not the white man. It's not white supremacy. And not police brutality. All those things are issue, very probably a 2-3% issue in the black community. And it's not holding us back. It's not hurting us. It's not even money. We got money. We got everything we need. We got all the tools, right, to build a success that we want for us, for our future generations, for our bloodline, for our generation. We just not using them. And so, one thing I learned about our people, and one of our biggest issues, is we hate accountability. Man, listen, man, black people, I don't know my flowers, but I know black people. This is not a video to bash black people. But like I say, it's not my job to speak on no other race for one, unless they doing something to affect me. And this they got plenty channels for people. This channel is strictly a pro truth channel for black men and women, but majority men to come listen and get some type of solution from what I'm telling them to move forward and help their life, because every life is every black every the one person that I catch might cause a wildfire, right? If I don't do it, he may do it, right? But so that's my whole thing, is to light somebody else flame so they can cause a fire. And the thing that I'm saying, and slowly but surely we can start to make an impact, because I'm not the only one, but it's very few people like me who on here who really pro black, who really telling black people, look, we not focusing on the problem no more. We need to focus on the solution. If we put as much energy in the solution as these people doing as these black revolutionary, these internet wokety wokes, these liberal black, if we put as much energy in the solution as they put in the quote unquote problem, because white supremacy, police brutality, systematic racism, that is not a problem. But if we put as much energy that they put in those things into the solution, we wouldn't be where we at right now. If we put as much energy into, instead of showing off and trying to impress and trying to stun on each other and try to impress people that we don't know, if we would put that kind of money and that kind of energy in a thing that we need to be putting the energy and money into, the black community would probably be at the top of the economic pole in America and not the bottom, because we got the money, we got the talent, we got the influence. I mean, you know, it's a dough for us. It's like it's a dough right now for the black community, and it's unlocked, it's wide open, and it got, y'all know if you ever seen one of those movies on one of those cartoons where they trying to like play like heaven's door, and when we open the heaven door, a light shine and draw you to that door. That's what in the black American in America, that door is open for blacks to walk in and take charge, but they're not, because now I'm gonna say this here, our fake black leaders, these fake members of the Democratic Party that so-called love black people, which they don't. Some, not all, some of these fake black liberal pastors, which is nothing but hired hands. They're not true shepherds. If you don't understand what I mean by that, I got a video on this channel called "Are You Following a Hired Hand or a True Shepherd?" Right? So most of these pastors today, they hired hand. They not true shepherds, right? So they not telling you what's your problem, right? They not telling you what's your problem. And then a lot of people, they'll tell you, oh man, you bashing black people. When people tell me that, you know what I tell them? I say, you bashing black people. You hate black people. You know what I tell them? I tell them, if that's the case, you hate your children. What you mean I hate my children? What you mean? Well, what I mean by that is this. You got children. If you got children, right? You don't let your children just do whatever they want to do, even especially when you see that it's hurting them. Number one, it's hurting them. Number two, is a bad reflection of you. You're not gonna let that happen. You gonna disciplinary them, whether it be physically, verbally, punishment, or you gonna do what you got to do. And if you don't love your children, right? And so I look at the black race as my children, right? My job is to tell them, my job is to not ponder them and say, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that y'all killing each other up in the hood every day. It's not y'all fault that y'all selling poison to each other. It's not y'all fault that our black women lead in abortion to the point where they killed damn near a whole generation of us in the womb. It's not y'all fault for these things. It's white supremacy. That would be the equivalent of me telling my child. My child at school causing chaos on camera. And you know what I tell my child? It's not you. It's the cameras. The cameras shouldn't have never been recording you. It's the teachers. When I'm watching my child on camera terrorize the class, go around the class, pick with people, hit people, slap people, do all kind of stuff, and I say, you know what? It's not my child's fault. It's the camera's fault. It's the teacher's fault. Those little boys and girls that you slapping on the back of the head, that's their fault. It's their fault for having big heads. It's their fault for being in your class. You know what my child would do? He would go out of control because he would think in his mind that he not wrong in what he doing. But if I was a good father, I would disciplinary him, whether it be through whipping, punishment, or verbal disciplinary. Sometimes all you gotta do is have that verbal conversation, that disciplinary verbal conversation with your child, and that teaches him. You know, my little brother, he was the one. You know, all you had to do was fuss at him. He was me. I had to get beat. I just, they got different children, different measures, and punishment and whipping affected me. But my brother, it never got there with him. All he took was a verbal lashing and maybe sometimes punishment. He wasn't the guy who you had to whip, right? And so when I talk about the black people, it's not to bash them. It's to let them know, look, what you doing is wrong. This is what you need to do to fix it. No, you don't need to be worrying about the white man. It's not the white man. It's not the police fault that you was overreacting and he ended up being scared for his life. Both of y'all scared for y'all life, so-called, when it never had to even be that. All you had to do was just simply, yeah, it might be a situation like Philandro Castile, but those situations, and that's why I deal with those situations on a case-by-case basis. But for the most part, most of the situations I've seen where somebody was shot by the police, it was because they was resisting and being overly emotional, and it scared the police. And guess what? These police see how y'all kill each other like flies. He not gonna be one of them flies. He gotta make it home to Karen and little Timmy. And if that means putting a bullet in you, oh well, you could have avoided that by being respectful and complying to an authoritative figure. But that's another video for another day. I'm saying all that to say, listen, I tell black people what their issues are. And we know that when you do that, that's why a lot of black conservatives, and I was a part of the black conservative movement at one time, but I had to stop dealing with, I had to get myself off that movement because a lot of those people, they not of God for one, and a lot of them, like I always say, not all of them now, I want to be clear, they not all of them, but a lot of them, they really hate black people because a lot of them you can stay nerdy, and so you know how nerds get treated in the black community, and it's wrong, but it just is what it is. And so now they got a position and a platform to bash black people. And half of them, they married to a white person. And so, it just don't sit right with my spirit. Because I know if they get on their platforms and do all that talking and bashing black people, I can just imagine them laying in their bed with a white woman or a white man who don't understand our issues, who can't even fathom our issues, but that's your spouse that you decided to choose. So now you laying in the bed with them constantly just bashing black people at night off camera, which is probably worse than what you do on camera. So I seen who they really was. So I don't compare. I'm a man of God, and I believe in the scriptures, and I believe that black people need to turn back to those scriptures with everything, with their dietary habits. They need to turn back to that. And I'm about to get into all that. I'm about to address this, but I just wanted to say that too. So I'm not a part of none of these movements. I'm a man of God. I love my people, and I see it's an issue within my community, and I see it's an easy fix. It's an easy fix. And see that door that I was speaking about earlier that's open for black people, it wasn't always open for black people. But it's open for us now, but we refuse to walk into the door because we can't look at the door because we so busy looking on the sideline to compete with our fellow brothers and making sure we're ahead of them. We so busy looking on our other side thinking about white supremacy, systematic racism, and police brutality until we can't pick our head up and look forward and look at that door that's open for black people to walk in and take their rightful position in America. Our culture is addicted. Everybody want a piece of this culture. Everybody want to be black. Of course, until it's time to be black, but everybody want to be black. The way we dress is influential. We the most entertaining people. Everything that we touch, we end up being the best at it. Are we the only great ones at what we do? No. But especially when it comes to sports and acting and certain things. Every race got their strengths, right? But when I'm speaking to the blacks right now, and I'm speaking about the blacks right now, we got the opportunity right now to take over. And what I mean by take over, not take over no world or nothing like that. This is God's world. But I'm saying we got the opportunity right now to rise from the bottom of the economic pole, which is where we at, and rise to the top. Because the people who at the top, they at the top because the dollars of the black community, right? And the money that we spend to look good, to flex on another black person, right? But no, we not gonna go too deep on that, right? But I don't never agree with this dude, Steven Jackson. But what this dude about to say, it's gonna go over a lot of people's head, but it's powerful. And the reason why I was bringing up how we don't like accountability when I was speaking on a thing that is wrong with the black community, which is a few things, and all of them is in our power to fix. We don't need nobody to fix our problem. That's why the people who still crying about equality and all this, all that, it's not gonna happen. For one, it's not gonna happen because the people who are in power, why would they share equality with you? For what? Why would they do that? It's just no reason for them to do that. And for two, you got to do it. And for two, you know, it's there already. You know, God is there. You got it's everything is there for you to do. If it was something you couldn't do, you could. But it's there for us to do. We got it, right? But one of those things is accountability. And so the thing that Steven Jackson is saying, loosely, he's pondering to the black community. But the thing he said in this video, he got some pushback. And the reason why he got some pushback is because he going against some things. What I'm about to let y'all, it was a minute video, and I'm going to let it play all the way through. I'm going to chime in, and maybe if I got to replay it, I'll do so. But the thing that he's saying in this video makes all the sense in the world. But what it's doing is, it's true. First and foremost, it's true. And as we know in scripture, Jesus even said, he said, I didn't come to the earth to bring peace, but I came to earth to bring the sword. I came to the earth I came to divide. And what did he mean when he said that? We know that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Anytime you speak in truth, you're going to divide because most people don't want to hear truth. That's why the scripture also saying Jesus, matter of fact, no, is that the same chapter? Let me see. No, that's chapter. That's Matthew 10. What I'm about to say is in Matthew 7. Matthew 7:6, I want to say. Jesus say, don't waste what's holy on dogs. Don't cast your pearls to swine. Because they will turn around and trample the pearls and turn around and attack you. In other words, when you try to tell somebody truth, and anybody who listen to this know this, they gon' ride. They flesh until they didn't fully submitted themselves to God and to the Holy Spirit. And even then, you always gonna be living in this flesh. But when you got the Holy Spirit, that Holy Spirit is if it's being fed, is gonna overcome that flesh. But the truth always hurts. And the truth hurts majority of the time because the truth exposes something that you want to keep under wraps. The truth makes you take accountability. And most people don't want to take accountability. I listened to this pastor and he say something that's funny, but it's true. He say that people love their hell. They love it. And he telling the truth. Listen, man, you can tell somebody something. And like I said, if it's the truth and they don't want to hear it, they'll fight you once again. Like Jesus said, they will trample the pearls and turn around and trample you. They will fight you tooth and nail. Even though they know what you're saying is the truth, they will fight you tooth and nail. Because they want to hold on to whatever it is they hold on, whether it's something they struggling with, like the weed head, drug addict. But I'm saying weed head. Because, everybody try to make it like weed is okay and weed not that big of a deal. Go try to talk to a weed head. I listen, bro. I got loved ones. I got friends who, I had a homegirl, matter of fact, and I didn't even know she smoked. But I noticed certain things in her life wasn't adding up over the years, and it just I always wonder why. And recently I found out she smoked, and I understand everything. Cause see, when you smoke weed, it's gonna hold you back in life. You're not gonna reach the full potential. You're not gonna reach your full potential as a weed head. I don't care what nobody say. You will not reach your full potential. If you is successful and you smoke, and I know people go, what about Snoop Dogg? What about Wiz Khalifa? Where are you at in life? Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg is rappers, and that's really the only because I'm talking about if you somebody who aspiring to be something and you're not a millionaire. I mean, when you a millionaire or a billionaire, you know what I'm saying, and that's one thing. But I'm saying if you somebody who got a job, I don't care what it is you doing, you could be making a lot of money in there. You're not gonna reach your full potential until you put the blunt down. Because why? Weed fried when you, especially when it's smoked. Now, and if it's done other ways, I don't know. But it's because it's a plant, and without the chemicals, it's a plant. Anything come from God earth is good, right? But when I'm saying not anything, but you know, because you can't eat poison ivy and stuff. You got to be clear with people because people come in your comment sections and say all dumb stuff. But I'm saying, weed, in my opinion, has good qualities, and it studies to show it got plenty good qualities. That's what CBD oil come from. It got a lot of healing qualities, but it's not supposed to be smoked. When you smoke it, it fries your brain. It makes you lazy. In some situations, it makes you schizophrenic after long-term use. It makes you dependent. You can't do nothing until you get it. And a lot of times when you get on it, it's not much you want to do. Yeah, some people might be a little more concentrated. Yeah, certain people still work on it, but it's still holding you back. You will stay in the same square, and that square you ain't safe in it is you make $100,000 a year, whatever you do if you smoke weed. You gonna stay in that square, and your mind is not gonna never think about investing or trying to move forward or nothing because that weed also gonna have you complacent. And I got to do a video on that, and I will one day soon. I'm just, I want to get all my ducks in a row before I touch that weed because I know it's going to be backlash on that. Because my channel, I'm building this channel right now, but I know this channel going to be big one day. And this channel going to help a lot of people in Jesus' name. But going back to this situation, I was just using that as a backdrop to speak on how people love their hell. Whatever you tell, whatever it is that you're dealing with people, when you deal with people and you speak about truth, it's going to cause division. And like I say, Jesus told you that. Jesus told you, I didn't come to earth to bring peace. I came to earth to bring the sword. I came to earth to divide. And when he say that, people might say, I thought Jesus was the Prince of Peace. He is. But what he knew, like we said, the Bible also say he's the way, the truth, and the light. He's the truth. And truth is going to always divide. They killed Jesus for the truth. Jesus wasn't lying, hitting nobody wives, doing nothing he had no business doing. All he was doing was spreading the truth. They killed him behind it. So that kills that right there. The truth. And if you somebody who a truth teller, you don't have a lot of friends, and people probably don't like you. Even your own loved ones. People don't like to hear truth. Your wife come tell you, hey, baby, how I look in this dress? Have I gained a few pounds? Yeah, baby, you kind of getting a little big around the edges. She going to be mad. And all you did was tell her the truth. That she asked you. People love their hell. Most people, not all. Until you try to find that way and say, you know what, I'm tired of living like this, whatever way it is, whether you're on drugs, whether you broke, whatever it is you're dealing with, until you say to yourself, I'm tired of living like this, you're not going to be able to fix it. And that can be very painful at times. And people don't want to go through that because there's an ugly truth that they're going to have to accept and move forward on that ugly truth. And people hate people hate truth, most people. So they just live in their hell. And then they get 50 or 60 and now life, I'm not going to say life over, but, what can you do once you didn't reach 50 or 60 years old and you didn't waste your whole life getting high, you didn't waste your whole life selling dope, going in and out of jail, you didn't mess up your whole life, right? But going back to what I was saying about this, why I brought all that up, the thing that Steven Jackson is about to say in this video, I should go to the comment section. Bro, they is going off on him. They going off on him. Because the reason why they going off on him, they know what he's saying is the truth. And by them knowing that what he's saying is the truth, it's automatically starting to, it rubbed them the wrong way just because it's truth. So they instead of accepting what he's saying and saying, you know what, be an adult and say, you know what, he telling the truth, bro. He telling the truth, bro. They most people couldn't. So you should see the comment section. I really should go to it, but they going off on him and telling him about what. Of course, you know they always gonna bring up the white man because that's their god. That's who they worship. That's who's superior to them. These liberal black, these internet revolutionaries. Oh, what a white man doing, and why we gotta stop? And he touched something that I'm about to really get off into: rap music. And if you see my thumbnail on the part 2 job on the second video I made about this situation, it's a picture and it says that if rap music got a $200 man ready to lose it all, what do you think it do to somebody who ain't got nothing, which is an i.e. dudes in the hood every day, right? And I'm gonna get off into all that, but I want to let y'all hear what Steven Jackson said. And like I said, I should go to the comment section and show y'all the hate that this man is getting for speaking the truth. The truth is the truth. The truth, whether you like it or not, is the truth. It's not subjective. The sky is blue. If you don't like blue, that's your problem. The sky is blue. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's go to this video.
What up, world? Well, something quick, since a lot of y'all don't have no comprehension. My brother died. I called Jai to call my little nephew, because my nephew want to be just like him. Jai called him, showed him some love. I want him to be like Jai, but I don't want my little nephew to be holding guns and thinking holding guns is cool. So Jai deserves all the punishment he's going to get. All that. He has to be held accountable. But we have to make it make sense. ESPN, and it was a couple games where the Memphis Grizzlies was coming out, and they playing these same songs, making the gun signs to the camera and marching out, getting ready to go play that game, and it was all cool. The NBA, every event, you have these same rappers rapping these same lyrics about guns and shooting at all your events. Just make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Yes, Johnny needs to be held accountable. Holding guns and all that is not cool. I don't do it. I don't stand for it. I don't support it. But at the same time, make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. What up, world? Well, something quick, since a lot of y'all don't have no comprehension. My brother died. I called Jai to call my little nephew. My nephew.
Now you heard what he said, and I'm gonna let it play again because I want people to understand what this man just said, the undertone, because he'll go over people's heads, right? If they don't got no common sense, and the people that did understand with him, they went against him, but he went over most people's head, and what he's saying is, this is the type of music, this same type of music, and you heard what I just said before I let it play, right? On my last thumbnail for the John Morant situation, I got a picture, and I'm so people seen the picture because it's kind of surfacing on the internet, and it says that if rap music got a $200 million man ready to risk it all, what do you think it does to somebody who ain't got nothing? I.e. the hood. I'm adding that part. Listen, man, we could play this game. You know, the devil, before he got kicked out of heaven, he was over the music, right? And he's still over the music. Music is very, very powerful. We can play this game. You got people in the comment section talking about stop blaming rappers, stop doing it. Listen, bro. And I'm going to touch what he's saying. I'm going to speak on what I'm saying. Music is very, very powerful, bro. Music is very, very powerful. I'm going to be honest with you. I listen to rap music, but I don't listen to it every day. Only time I listen to rap music is one time, and that's when I'm working out, because when I'm working out, it gives me that grit, that drive to want to do my workout. But listen to rap music all day, I don't do that, because rap music will have you in the wrong spirit, in the wrong mindset, right? Rap music will tell you that what you doing is right, even though you know morally is wrong, but because these people is rapping about it, you think it's okay, i.e. the city girls. You got these women who over-sexualize, pushing that on your daughters, and for most part, especially in Cardi B situation, I remember when she dropped that WAP song, she was with her daughter one day, and, the song came on, she covered the daughter ears and cut the song off. They don't want their daughters listening to that, because they know how dangerous that music is to somebody, but they let your daughter listen to it and you let your daughter listen to it. But they don't even let their own daughter listen to it, right? And so here it is. You got over sexualized music, rap music. I call it strap, what you call it, strap music, stripper rap. And you got these women who over sexualize, a lot of them ex strippers, and they telling your daughter that it's cool to date drug dealers. They telling your daughter, get the money, girl, and act up, and rich a nigga give a f about a nigga, rich sick, Birkin bag, all this old foolishness. And so your daughter, because she didn't come up with a father, she listens to that music, end up getting a sexual transmitted disease, end up being on OnlyFans. And what these women don't understand about OnlyFans, man, you go on Twitter, bro. I didn't know this because I just created a Twitter last year. Man, Twitter is a porn site. Twitter is a porn site. You got women on Twitter sucking penis and having sex with men on Twitter, bro. This stuff is forever. All you gotta do is screen record it and save it in your phone. These women are putting this on the internet because they don't care about nothing. They don't have no morals. They don't have no self-respect. All they care about is the quote-unquote bag. And they date these criminals, these degenerates, and they reproduce with them, reproduce more degenerates. They and both of them is soulless and broken spirit, and so they reproduce a child that's soulless with a broken spirit. I mean, in the hood, a power couple is a drug dealer and a stripper. That's a power couple. Somebody who sell poison to their own people, and somebody who have no self-respect for their body. Their body is a temple, especially a woman. Letting all these men go inside of you. Your body is a temple. You got your vagina is is a receiver. And every man that go in you is leaving his, especially if he come in you, but even if he use a rubber, it's a spiritual exchange going on through sex. This is why most of these women is on antidepressant. They can't put the blunt down. They got to have a drink and a blunt every second and hour of the day. Because they didn't let all these dudes run up in them. They got all these spirits inside of them having a field day and making them miserable. But when they listen to this rap music, even though what they doing is wrong, when they listen to this rap music, it makes them feel like what they're doing is right. The same thing for the dudes who killing each other, who gang banging, who selling poison to their own people. These type of people, I'm tell you, man, and no, I don't have, listen, bro, these type of people, they're going to have to be removed because they can't walk into that door. They not coming in that door. So either they going to be reformed or be removed. I can tell you that right now. Or they going to exterminate themselves. And whether it be in dying in the street or all that time in prison, they going to exterminate and remove themselves. The Most High is not going to let them walk into that door. He not going to let them walk into that door. That light that's shining in that door for them to walk through it, they not gonna do it. They see that door as a black hole. So they not gonna. They got a reprobate mind. They not allowed to go in that door. Now some of them is because some of them gonna some of them gonna come to Christ and be rehabilitated. Some of them is they beyond repair. Everybody can't walk through that door. I want to be clear. Now that's another thing. You know, I want to save all the black. I wish all the black would walk through that door, but all the blacks ain't going. We can get that out the way right now. Right? And so everybody in the comment section said you can't blame the rapper, but like I say, any type of music, if you listen to gospel music, what happened? What happened when you listen to gospel music? For the people who think that music isn't powerful, when you listen to a good gospel song, what happens? You get emotional. Right? What happens when you listen to R&B? You get in the mood to want to be with the opposite sex, and you know, you get in that mood. You getting your, you know what I'm saying? You getting your sexy mood. That's why I always tell people in the baby boomers in our mama time, that's why all these goddamn kids were being born, because they ain't have nothing but slow music. So they always in the move. Just that's just a take I got. I like to say that, but I mean I think it makes sense. All they had back then was R&B. All the music was about men, telling women how much they want to be with them, how want they love them, and the women was saying the same thing to the men. Wasn't no men talking about women, hoes and bees and all this here, and the woman, you Negroes ain't nothing. Just give me your. It wasn't none of that. The black woman was singing about loving the black man, and the black man was singing about loving the black woman. And because of that music, it was the black community showed. And I'm not saying that the music is that, but music is very, and I want to say that too. Music, and that's a matter of fact, that's an important point in what I'm saying. Music is very influential to the world, but music is very influential, if not the most influentialist on black people. So because in the baby boomer time, the music was about love. A lot of children was being made. People wasn't killing each other. But when did this all start? Ask yourself, when did black on black crime start getting out of control? When did it all start? In the 80s, when gangster rap came on the scene. And of course crack, but when gangster rap came on the scene, that's when it all started. And so this gonna be a reach right here, what I'm about to say. And I know that nobody might not listen to it. I know that it might not never go into play. But I'm gonna show you something, man. Rap music is gonna have to be outlawed. I'm gonna say it again. Black music is gonna have to be outlawed. What black music is doing to the black community is almost irreversible. Black music is getting more brothers killed, more brothers put in prison because the spirit that is putting on you. Because once again, the devil is the leader of music. When the devil is the leader of music, and the black magic that music puts on you causes you to make bad decisions, and it pats you on the back for the bad decision that you already making and make you want to do them more. I remember back in the day, give you an example. I remember back in the day they had a song C Murder came with, I'm down for my niggas, I ride for my niggas. And bruh, when you would be in the club with your homies and with your clique, and that song would come on, you would say it with an emphasis, I ride for my mother niggas, because you was with your niggas, and this song just had you just, you know what I'm saying? And I remember, I never forget, I come up in the Trioville time with Lil Jon and with them boys, I think their name was Trioville, them Atlanta niggas would turn up. Head busters and all that. Listen, when that type of music came on, I don't know what, but I'm just showing, and I would watch. Listen, I never forget, man, it was crazy. We used to go to the club every weekend. And we used to smoke our little weed, go to the club in 3D, and bruh, I would literally watch. If I wasn't participating, sometime I would be sitting on the side just watching. And soon as one of these songs came on, you literally would see, I'm talking about the club go into, and people knew. It was a few people who would say, you know what, I'm chilling right, I'm too high, I'm trying to enjoy my high, or the pretty girls or the pretty boys, they was get, but most people would stay on the floor. And when these songs came on, B.I., we some head, but when these songs came on, it would just be like a hell of fists. And in the club you got the strobe light flicking, so it would be like, I can't even put it in words. It wasn't a movie, it was real life. I wish we had camera phones back then, because the footage that I would have today to talk about this would be insane. When those songs came on, it would be just a hell of throwing fists, everybody. And it was just like, what? And you didn't understand, because you're a kid, you just think, but that's the power of music. I've been to churches and the spirit in there, and they play one of these good old church songs, and people get to jumping up and hollering. Music is powerful, man. And rap music is one of a, and I don't always list rap music in there, but rap music is one of the most destructive things to the black community. So I'm gonna go back to what I just said. That's in that thumbnail that I posted for the last Ja Morant for my video I made about Ja Morant yesterday. And in that thumbnail is a picture of Ja Morant, and it says, "If rap music got a $200 man willing to risk it all, what do you think it does to somebody who don't got nothing? I.e., a nigga in the hood." Man, these niggas listen to this rap music. I've been in that position when this rap music come on. That spirit that's in that rap music, all they talking about is death. All they talk, and you know what's so crazy? You know what's the funniest thing about this? Once again, I'm anti-victim. I'm anti-victim, but you know what the funniest thing about that is? Black people don't. Yeah, we got people like Cash Money, P Diddy, but these people still don't own. They own a label, but they don't own the companies like the big record exec. These are white men and Jewish men. They families is not broke up. They respect the nuclear family. They not killing each other and selling poison to each other, but they pick certain ones out our community, make them rich, and allow them to rap about it to influence the rest to go down that hole of death and destruction. And then you got all these people in the comments talking about don't blame the rapper, and they coming against this truth that this man is saying, right? They coming against this truth this man is saying. They coming against the truth that this man is saying in this video, and I'm saying to myself, you would think, picture this, just picture this for 1 second. You would think that out of all of, listen, rappers the only one get killed and put in prison every other day. No other genre of music, they artists is being killed and put into prison every other day. And the other genre that do have particular one that dies probably from an overdose, and that's very seldom. Man, every day you cut on the news, you got big time rappers being killed or put in jail. Why is that? And some of them know it. Some of them have said, man, it's the devil music. They know it, but they sold their soul. And what I mean by sold their soul, anytime you do something that you know is wrong, but you do it for money, that's selling the soul. That's selling your soul. These women that's niggas who sell drugs, they sold their soul. You know you're doing wrong. You know it's going to put you in prison or get you killed. But because it's giving you a financial gain, you do it anyway. That's selling your soul. You know you putting your nudity on internet compatible with laying in your auntie conceited, your uncle, your future children. But you say, you know what, forget that. I'm getting paid to do it. You selling your. Anytime you do something that go against morals, principles, and values, if you even have any, but still, whether you have them or not, it's certain things you do and you don't do. Just common sense. Anytime you do something you know wrong and you still do it for money, that's called selling your soul. So these dudes sold their soul, and like I said, a lot of them know that they did, and you know it's for the money. And I guess they don't care. They done been so caught up with this. They so encompassed by demon until they soulless at this point, because they didn't sold their soul. DMX said, "I sold my soul because the price was cheap." And you know what, bro? That's crazy because a lot of them did. And selling it for financial gain is cheap, because that scripture say, "What does it count a man to gain the world but lose his soul?" If you read the scripture, you know in the part when Jesus was fasting for 40 days and 40 nights, what did the devil tell him? The devil told him, listen, I will give you all that. All you got to do is deny God. I will give you. And he had Jesus on the mountain to look at all of the kingdoms. He said, I'll give you all that. All you got to do is deny God. And you know what's so crazy? A lot of these people, bro, they denying God by their actions. The thing that they do and say, they denying God. And that's why so much death and destruction is on them and their music and the people who listen to their music. So as a black community, that's the stuff they supposed to be talking about. These Jesse Jackson, these Al Sharptons, these fake black preachers, not all of them, but most of them, these big mouth so-called Democratic members who deranged that so-called care about black people, Barack Obama, AOC, Corey Bush, Sheila Jackson, Lee Maxine, never once do you hear him say, you know what, we need to get we need to be, they need to be coming against black music like they coming against quote unquote white supremacy, police brutality, systematic racism. They need to be coming against that. That's what they need to be coming against. They don't need to be worrying about that. They need to be coming against that rap music because that is what's destroying the youth. Not the older one, but the youth. And so what he's saying in this video, and I'm going to let it play again, is y'all know that too. Y'all know that. Y'all know that that's the music that got him under the influence. He high. He high on the rap music because music is that powerful. So y'all know that, and y'all know that's why he doing what he doing, because he's a young man with money, and that rap music got him feeling like F everybody. I'm that dude. I'm bigger than the league. I'm bigger than Gatorade. I'm bigger than Nike, which is you not, because guess what? Yes, you a generational talent. Yes, you one of the best in the league right now, but you can be and you will be replaced if you keep on tripping out. Ja Morant, i.e. black man, in a good position to create generational wealth. See, this video not for Ja Morant, because there's a good chance he not going to hear this video. This video is for you, black man. They got a chance. And if you just working at, I don't care if you're working at Taco Bell, this video is for you. You need to make, and I'm going to go to, and then my last video I'm about to play is to show you that, see, you black man, guess what? Everybody else can make their mistakes. Once again, I'm anti-victim, and I'm not giving nobody no power over me. But guess what? These other people can make a mistake, and because they in power, and they in rulership, and they in leadership, they can handle themselves different than what they handle you. But when you do it, black man, they going to have 6 magnifying glasses on you, and they going to blow it out of proportion. But like I say, I'm going to let y'all hear what Steven Jackson is saying one more time, because he's saying something that's very important, and I broke it down what he's saying, because a lot of people don't understand, so I broke it down even more thicker. But if we doing this, y'all, because y'all, everybody know why Ja was doing it. Ja's under the influence of black magic rap music. So this is the music, y'all let him come out with it. If y'all against what he doing, then y'all need to stop him. Y'all need to, y'all, America as a whole need to shun rap music, but for sure the black community. But if y'all gonna trip out on Ja, and I'm not taking up for Ja, I don't feel like Ja should be suspended, but I do feel like he should be fined, because he was told not to do something and he did it again, and he need to learn that, look, this bigger than you. We giving you opportunity to make this money, and you gotta represent us right. You made a mistake, so you gotta pay a fine. If you do it again, you gotta pay a fine. Now, of course, we know if you do it again, they gonna take it somewhere else. And the next thing, when you doing this type of stuff, you bringing energy to you that you don't even, you welcome in, you doing a seance that you don't even need to come to you, bro. Because they got dudes in Memphis that don't care about Ja Morant, and they looking at him like, you want to be a street nigga? They'll try him when they see him. And he invited that. That's another thing. I'm glad I brought that up. That's another thing. Listen, black man, be who you are. Don't try to be nothing you not. And if you know this rap music, because you know, can't tell you what it do. But you know, if you turn this rap music on and it make you feel some type of way, it make you want to buck, knuckle you buck, pack guns and do all that, listen, bro, you need to stop yourself from listening to rap music. Because what you gonna do is you gonna put your, and we done seen it. I done seen so many dudes get caught up because social media, they get money, and the social, they on social media, and they all kind. So if you doing something or whatever, and you got a gun and rap music, and you got a gun to protect yourself, nothing wrong with it if you're not a convicted felon. Well, you listen to a certain rap song and it had you want to pull out a gun on camera or pull out a gun, period, you need to stop listening. If rap music, you can't control it, and you can't just listen to a song, which most people can't, because like I said, it's black magic over that music. It's spiritual. Everything is spiritual, right? And so if you can't handle yourself with that rap music, stop listening to it. The Ja Morant and the NBA, you not. Majority of the people who listen to this video is not in the NBA. And so, like I said, black people should be on the front line. And all these so-called black people that supposedly care about black, all these so-called leaders and whoever that care about black people, you'll never hear them say that. You'll never hear them say, you know what, we need to get rid of black rap music. Because they know that because most black people don't want to take accountability, one of our main problem, the backlash that they going to get. And Steven Jackson didn't even say that. All he said was, listen, talking to Adam Silver, talking to the commissioner, y'all, every NBA event, All-Star game, y'all got these rappers performing. Y'all got them coming out on that music. Ban rap music, period. Because rap music ain't talking about nothing positive. All it's talking about is negative stuff. So y'all shouldn't be playing that in the stadium, and y'all shouldn't have these dudes coming rapping, performing none of y'all events. If y'all tripping on Ja Morant, even though it's a different situation, but everybody knows why Ja Morant doing it. He didn't come up in the hood. He didn't come up. That's not how he was raised. But that rap music make everybody black feel like, even people that's not black. If you listen to certain rap music, it make you feel like you can. It make you feel like you can. I'm trying to find a word. You know what I mean? It make you feel like you can relate. You listen to NBA Youngboy, these rappers, and even though you might be a white boy, Mexican, and never lived his life, the way they rap it with the melody and the storytelling, it make you feel like you can relate. Man, rap music and R&B is the #1 genre of music right now. Like that's the #1 genre of music. Rap is big, bro. But when you in a situation and you black and you under that black culture, it's really just bad for you to listen to it because what it does to you, and it does it to other races as well. That's why I say it should be banned. I understand a lot of people use it to feed their family, and that's the bad part about it. But listen, man, it got to be outlawed. But if y'all don't want to outlaw it, and y'all don't want y'all doing what he doing when y'all know why he doing it, because he under the influence of the black man of rap music, stop playing it at the stadium. Let the NBA completely disband the rappers. Because no rapper is talking about nothing positive. Like, not that many. Because y'all ain't getting J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar to perform. Or Drake, for that matter. Y'all getting dudes like Dirk and 21 Savage. And dudes who is completely speak about violence, death, and destruction toward the black community. So if we gonna trip on Ja, that's fine. Ja need to take. I don't think he should be suspended. I think he should be fined. But as Steven Jackson say, let's keep that same energy. Let's make it make sense. No more rap music in stadium. I don't care if it's cursing or not. No more rap music in stadium, period. No more rapper performing at none of our NBA events, period. Why? Because the thing that they rap about, the thing that they promote, we do not support. We do not support disrespecting black women. We do not support black on black crime. We do not support selling drugs and or drug use. So because of that, we gonna stop playing in our stadium and playing in our in our events, and no rapper is gonna be able to perform. Point blank, period. And I'm gonna let him say this one more time. And I got one last video that I want to play in this video, and I'm gonna bring this to a close. But I want to show y'all something. But I'm gonna let this finish. I'm gonna play one more time, and we're gonna go to the last exhibit.
Quick, since a lot of y'all don't have no comprehension. My brother died. I called Ja to call my little nephew, because my nephew want to be just like him. Ja called him, showed him some love. I want him to be like Ja, but I don't want my little nephew to be holding guns and thinking holding guns is cool. So Ja deserves all the punishment he's going to get. All that. He has to be held accountable. But we have to make it make sense. ESPN, and it was a couple games where the Memphis Grizzlies was coming out, and they playing these same songs, making the gun signs to the camera and marching out, getting ready to go play that game, and it was all cool. The NBA, every event, you have these same rappers rapping these same lyrics about guns and shooting at all your events. Just make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Yes, Johnny needs to be held accountable. Holding guns and all that is not cool. I don't do it. I don't stand for it. I don't support it. But at the same time, make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. What up, world?
Let's go to this other video, because this is a video that I want to speak on. Now, let's go to it.
You spend so much time boxed in by walls and staring at screens. But what if you looked up instead of down and gave yourself the freedom to go wild for a while?
So there's a John.
Now, before I start this video, I told y'all about Skip the other day and how he didn't even want to give Ja the benefit of the doubt the first time. And of course, the second time even though he didn't get to do it on TV, behind closed doors he celebrated. Why is that? Because just like this brother right here on the screen, they both played their sport. For one, they both played the sport of basketball. They failed at it. Um, and they both might be rich and they have lots of money, but they don't have the money that Ja Morant got. So here it is a young black man who got way more money than they probably ever have, extremely blessed and talented at his position that they both failed at. And so anytime that they do something, and I want you to listen to this, and listen to you, black man. Anytime you do something, once again, ain't no woe to you because you is black. Nobody over you. Nobody's more superior than you. But when you make a mistake, because the people who in power, they able to, lower the blow on their people, perform nepotism, because you not in power, because you have a communist mindset, because you have an employee mindset. Listen, man, Adam Silver and Roger Goodell is the commissioners of the NBA and the NFL. Not being racist, not pondering, not doing nothing, but just keeping it a brick. It's no way that they should have a white commissioner over two leagues that's majority black, that's brought in by majority black players. The greatest players in each sport is black people. Why? If especially the NBA, because you got players in the NFL like my boy Aaron Rodgers. You got some great white boys in their position in the NFL as well, which is I still would say is more dominated by black. But that's something else for another day. But for NBA, it's no ifs and buts about it. I don't think it ever was a face of the NBA that was white. And if it was, it'd been many, 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 many years. Now I understand. I know people gonna say, "What you mean the logo is Jerry West?" But we know Jerry West didn't have the logo of the NBA. Let's be for real. I say if you're going to give it to a white boy, you might well give it to Larry Bird. Jerry West was a great player, was a Hall of Famer, is a 75 graded player. I'm not taking that from him. And one of the greatest executives the NBA ever seen. But should he be the logo? Let's be for real. Right? Black basketball is dominated by black, but yet you have a white commissioner. So certain things that certain white players might do, I'm not saying this from what I've seen, no studies, no cases. I'm just saying this from the way I know how things work. It's not a racist either. It's a culture thing. People gonna look out for their own. They gonna have more compassion for their own. But going back to this individual here, of course he's having a field day with this. Why is that? Because you could tell when guys is just, because it's guys you listen to like Tim Legler, Scott Van Pelt, let's see who else. It's guys who of other races, and they Rick Butcher, with that Colin Cowherd. These guys spoke on the Ja Morant situation, but you can tell that when this dude here, Doug Gottlieb and Skip, speak about the Ja Morant situation, is excitement that he messed up again. But if it was their son or their grandson or their nephew, they would want favor. They would want some kind of mercy. Because like I said, Ja Morant know what he did was wrong. He didn't break no laws, but he broke laws considered that he got a moral clause in his contract with Powerade, NBA, and Nike. So no, he didn't break no law in the land, but he broke some of their laws. He got a shot before that was, and they was real lenient on him, and now he did it again. So he got to take his lead. I don't think he should be suspended. I think he should have a fine. Now, if somebody that got hurt, that's another story. He that illegal gun, that's another story. But none of those things happened. All he did was broke a rule. He should be fined. But these guys, Skip Bayless, Doug Gottlieb, two failed basketball players that ain't got the money Ja Morant got and ever will get, they really jealous of him. They really jealous of you, black man. Because see, I'm gonna show you something. People know who you are, black man. Everybody in America know who you are, black man. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. These people come to America with a plan on getting rich, and they target customer is you, black man. These foreigners come here selling this jewelry. They come here, you know, and all that they come here. They open up these dealerships, these foreign dealerships, these clothing stores, and they target audience is you, black man, because they know how you is about looking good, and not so much as looking good, but looking like you. They know your happiness and your peace and your strength come from material items, not financial literacy, not generational wealth, and they build generational wealth off of you. They send their children to school off of you. They build businesses after the businesses you support them, black man. You make them who they are by your finances, the money that you get them. And so I'm saying all that to say, and I can go deeper in that, but everybody know who you are, black man. You don't, and that's the problem, right? Not all of y'all, because a lot of us waking up, I didn't always know who I was, right? But I'm gonna let this play, and of course I'm gonna chime in.
Rant statement, and then Adam Silver was on ESPN last night, and he was discussing Ja Morant. We got both for you here. I thought Ja Morant's statement was good. I mean, what are you supposed to do, right? I mean, obviously you have a lawyer kind of, you have lawyers work together and find a way to release a statement. Quote, I know I disappoint a lot of people who have supported me. This is a journey, and I recognize there is more work to do. My words may not mean much right now, but I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continuing to work on myself. This is
They got this dude. It's funny. It's almost funny. It's almost funny, bruh. They got this young black man who made us. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even want to call it a mistake. He just broke a rule. In life, we break rules. Everybody break rules. Young, old, we break rules. We're not supposed to keep breaking the same rule. You know what I'm saying? Smart people not gonna keep falling in the same ditch, right? But we gonna fall into the ditch because that's just life. But this dude having to release statements, and if you didn't know no better, let's just say you don't watch sports or you don't know nothing about what's going on, and somebody say, I want you to hear what this dude's statement was, and after you listen to it, tell me what you think he done. They would think he hurt somebody, killed somebody, did something heinous, and all he did was sit in his truck. I got it there. All he did was sit in his truck, listening to some rap music on his property, and not shot a gun, not brandish a gun, but flashed a gun. And this man is having to release a statement that if you didn't know no better, you would think he telling it to somebody who he took their son in a car accident, to somebody who he beat up, right? And this is what they gonna do, you black man, because they know who you is. And guess what? A lot of people know and see that black man and black woman in some situations are beginning to wake up. And they understand, even if it's spiritual, they understand it. If not physically, spiritually, they understand that it's almost that time for the black man to understand who he is as a whole. It's spots right now. It's certain black men who doing it. But it's almost that time for the black man as a whole to understand. And then, therefore, he going to lead his women and his community into that door that I spoke about. That's open for us to walk through it. It's open. It's unlocked and it's open. At one time, it was locked. Then it started getting cracked. Now, it's completely wide open with the light shining for us to draw to that light. And that light is the Most High, turning back to the Most High, turning back to his laws and commandments, and the rest gonna fall into place. I'm gonna let him play though, and I'm gonna chime in.
Adam Silver with ESPN's Malika Andrews last night.
Honestly, I was shocked when I saw this weekend that video. Now, we're in the process of investigating it, and we'll figure out exactly what happened to the best we can then. It's the video's a bit grainy and all that, but I'm assuming the worst, but we'll figure out, exactly what happened there.
What is there to figure out, though, what happened there? Can anybody help me out and what am I missing?
I like the part where it says the video's grainy.
The video's grainy. Not really sure. That was a gun. Wasn't that grainy? Wasn't the Sabruder footage where we're trying to figure out back and to the left and was there a magic bullet? Right? That's not what we're trying to figure out here. Where the bullet came from. Grassy Knoll. Was it the book depository? Not really sure. No, he was rolling around with his boys, listening to music, having a good time, waving a gun. What is there really to... What is there really? And, oh yeah, by the way, with his statement, he's admitting as such. It's these type of little statements which it makes it harder to buy in to the NBA and to Adam Silver having a stern hand. I was shocked. Yeah, I was shocked. How about angry? How about angry? You're allowed to be angry, Adam. Look, dude, I put my neck out there for him, and we sent him to some sort of counseling, and this is how he pays us back? I'm pissed off.
First of all, he didn't put his neck out there for nothing. Ja is an asset to his company. Now, don't get it twisted. If Ja there, he not there, he gonna get his $30 or $40 million a year. I don't know how much he make. I know Roger Goodell make $40 million a year. And I'm sure he make just as much because the NBA is worth more than the NBA in my opinion. I could be wrong about that too. I think the NBA, the NFL might be worth more. So he may be making around 20-30 million. He making enough, and that's not counting endorsements and all kind of other stuff that go on that we don't know nothing about. So he making, every bit of $50 million a year, if not more than that. And majority of it comes from his job as a commissioner of the NBA. Ja Morant is one of the faces of the NBA. So it's not about him sticking his neck out there. He did what he needed to do to protect his company. And his company, to be protected, they had to send him. What he be going to get counsel for? This man is not getting caught being drunk driving. He not getting caught failing drug tests. He just like guns. And he under the influence of this rap black magic that is very toxic to our community, and he don't know how to compartmentalize it. And I'm gonna show you another thing. It beat him. He put it like this. He shouldn't be listening to rap music. There's point blank period. He don't need to go to no counseling, none of that. All he need to be told is to stop listening to rap music. We know he not gonna do it, but that's his only problem right now. He come up in a good home. He ain't got no charges. He play great. He needs to just focus on basketball. And like I said, that's his only issue. All this other stuff and him talking about he put his neck, he didn't do nothing. Adam Silver don't care about him. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying Adam Silver no evil man and he don't care about the man as humankind. Before this him he talking about Adam Silver like Adam Silver is his father or something, or his coach. Adam Silver is just a person who is over the NBA, and Ja Morant is one of his main assets. It's not that serious. He ain't stick his neck out there. It didn't affect him no way. It might have affected the bottom line, but once again, that's not going to affect Adam Silver because he going to get his money every year regardless. Whether it's a Ja Morant or it's no Ja Morant. Of course, somebody like Ja Morant bring ratings up. He's I think top 10 in jersey sales. So yes, he's a great asset to the NBA stock and the bottom line. But he didn't stick his neck out there like, oh, I love him. So he care about the bottom line. So if you're gonna say this, if you're gonna speak on it in the right way, bro. Don't sugarcoat it, Doug. Come on, bro.
Oh. Here's Silver on his prior conversation with Morant.
The consequences there. An 8-game suspension was pretty serious and something that he, at least to me, seemed to take incredibly seriously in that time. And we spoke for a long time about not just the consequences that could have on his career, but the safety issues around it. Could have injured, maimed, killed himself, someone else, with an act like that.
Look at this little tropical baby. Oh, raised for one purpose, to make neutral vodka seltzer extra.
Himself, someone else, with an act like that, and also the acknowledgement that, as you said, he's a star. I mean, he has an incredibly huge following.
Yeah.
And that my concern, and I thought he shared with me, that millions, if not tens of millions of kids globally would see him as having done something that was celebrating in a way. You know, that act.
Yeah, the whole thing was super weird.
Now don't get it twisted. I agree with Adam Silver on that because, like Steven Jackson said, and like a lot of brothers said, you know, a lot of young kids look up to Ja Morant because you know this dude NBA YoungBoy, you know, he's probably the biggest rapper. I mean Drake, you know, Drake and Tupac, but the NBA YoungBoy is up there, especially with the younger generation, and so he's a big NBA YoungBoy fan. NBA YoungBoy is a fan of his. And like, you know, they you know, it's always his music. He loved NBA YoungBoy music. They come out to it, they sing it on interviews. That's what he was listening to when he flashed that gun, and you know, that's what he off into. And so, him listening to that and being a role model to a lot of children that already probably love NBA YoungBoy and look up to him. Him and NBA YoungBoy flash gun, but he ain't been doing that lately because he on house arrest, so he laying low with that guns type of situation. And now you doing it. It's just not a good look for people who look up to the NBA. Little kid, oh man, Ja Morant packing guns. I'ma do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they look up to that. You know, Michael Jordan, bro. That's why, like I say, that's why Michael Jordan. I made a video about that. Michael Jordan gonna always be the GOAT, bro. Because Michael Jordan wasn't just a great basketball player and was good and won a lot, but he was a great role model off the court. And things that he didn't know about, he didn't speak about. Because he knew the power that he had. He understood that at a young age, and of course. He come up in a two-parent home too, but you know, it's like LeBron. Like a lot of things that LeBron career, you know, he didn't always. LeBron is a great player. Physically, he's the best ever done it. He didn't win a lot of things. He lost a lot for it when it comes to championship. But what a lot of people was turned off by LeBron with is the stuff that he speak on when he don't know what he talking about. And when you got the power that LeBron got, the following that he got, you have to be very, very, very conscious of anything you talk about. You don't need to tell nobody to eat bologna. If you know bologna not healthy, you got to be careful with saying that because you so powerful that it's somebody in the world, hundreds of millions of people in the world, that if you say eat bologna, they going to do it just because you said do it. And so that's the power that you have when you a mega star, superstar, celebrity, and you got to heavy the head that wears the crown. And so when you know you got that type of power, you got to honor that by being responsible. And so by Ja Morant flashing that gun, not so much is hurting the bottom line, but it's being irresponsible for the children who look up to you and may replicate that, and it can cause harm to somebody. What if a child replicate being and doing what you doing, and they younger and the gun go off and shoot them or somebody else? And so you got to be careful when you in his position, because once again, to whom much is given, much is expected. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Super weird that he would go back down this same path after seemingly understanding how previously was viewed. Now, here's an interesting take. This is J.J. Redick, longtime NBA pro. Of course, he has a really successful podcast and he's ESPN analyst. Here's what he had to say about whether or not the NBA should drop the hammer on Ja Morant.
As far as we know, all of these things have been investigated and no law has been broken. I'm not condoning the behavior. I'm not saying there should be no punishment. There should be. There should be consequences. You are the face of the league. You are representing the NBA. You are a role model to young kids. All of that. I don't think half a season is the right answer.
So what is the right answer? What is the right answer? And by the way, like, guys, we talked about this yesterday, where it's true. This is actually part of the argument about the Second Amendment, which has to be had, okay? Because what you will hear from people is like, hey, responsible gun owners, I get it, okay? I understand responsible gun owners. Like guys that keep it in a safe, guys that keep it locked up, guys that use it for hunting, okay? But here's the problem with it. The looser and looser the restrictions become, the more idiots like John Morant have weapons and wave them around and don't know what to do with them.
Now, Ja Morant, a 23-year-old black man who didn't do nothing wrong but flash a gun, is an idiot, right? But I guarantee you, we don't know what his son done did, his nephews, but they not gonna be idiots. They gonna be, oh well, there was this. It was he need to do mental health. He need to, but the black man make a mistake. I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying. And you not a victim, black man. You not. No woe to you. You blessed to be black. Just like they blessed to be white. You blessed to be black. God didn't make no mistake. He made you black for a reason. But I just want you to understand when you do stuff, because the powers that be, and this guy here is a Jew, and the powers that be, they the people that's in power don't look like you. That's why you need to be in power. And if not in power, and that's why you not only do you need to be in power, you need to have that leadership mindset to start beginning to want to create that power and that paradigm for you to be in position to judge your own. Let them judge their own and you judge your own. Right? Because they don't have no compassion for him. He's an idiot now. He didn't get caught driving drunk. He didn't get caught raping nobody. He didn't shoot nobody. He didn't do nothing but flash a gun. It was a stupid move, but calling this child, because that's what he is, 23 years old, this is somebody's child, an idiot. Let me rewind that back for you real fast so we can make sure. Telling you, man, calling this young man an idiot, I think that was a bit harsh on Doug Gottlieb.
Safe, guys keep it locked up, guys that use it for hunting. Okay? But here's the problem with it. The looser and looser the restrictions become, the more idiots like John Morant have weapons and wave them around and don't know what to do with them. Remember, you don't have to have a permit in some states. And you can have a concealed carry or even open carry. Like, this is to you, Second Amendment guy. You want the right to bear arms. Again, the right to bear arms, you want it universal. John Morant has committed no crime. He can have a weapon. And you're like, well, you got to be smart enough. No, apparently you don't. Even when your job is telling you, like, hey, dude, you can't do this. You can't wave it around. Like, no one's saying you can't have a gun, but waving around on social media is asking for trouble and a bad look for the league. And we have to factor in, it's impossible not to factor in. It's not like he's at a gun range, okay? And a gun range may not fit well with you. It's not like he goes to a gun safety. You're listening to Young Thug, which is it's not a rap song about protect.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth you can drink it straight. Now hear us out.
Young Thug, which is it's not a rap song about protecting yourself from an intruder or from a nefarious leader of some imaginary army, right? Which is what the Second Amendment is, to protect ourselves against a tyrannical government. This is just waving around to a rap song, acting like a kid.
No, that's not what you wanted to say. That's not what you wanted to say. Let's rewind there. I want y'all to think. I want y'all to use y'all imagination. Just use y'all imagination. We know what he wanted to say. He wanted to say thug. Let's rewind this a little bit back, because that's how they look at him. Even though he's richer than they ever be, he didn't come up in the hood. He come up with both of his parents. He went to private school, went to college. He still looked at as a thug. Why is that? Because he got dreads, he got diamond teeth, he got necklaces, and this considers you a thug. And especially doing the thing that he doing with gun, which doesn't make you a thug unless you black and you do it. And I will say this here. The way he did it was wrong. I will say the way he did it was wrong. He had no business doing that. And a thug can be any kind of race. It's somebody who's doing dumb stuff and being self-destructive and destructive to their own community. You can be any color. So he is showing some tendencies, and then again, I'm not even gonna say that because all he's showing some tendencies of immaturity. Now, if he'd have hurt somebody with that gun, now some of the things he did do, going to the Foot Locker situation and the basketball game situation, but he wasn't supposed to do that, and I'm not gonna get off into that chasing But I'm saying this particular situation does not make him a thug. Now, of course, the rappers, that's the image, that's the spirit that they push on you of being a thug, and a lot of black men like him who not thug, that spirit will get pushed on you and have you acting that way, but he's not a thug. And although he didn't say that because he knew the backlash he was gonna get and the apologies he was gonna have to make and all that kind of stuff, but that's what he wanted to say. And maybe I'm tripping, but I'm gonna go back and let y'all listen to it one more time. And I want y'all to tell me what y'all think he was gonna say. But he was gonna say thug. That's what he wanted to say, and that's what he was gonna say. Let's go back. Let's rewind this real quick.
This is just waving around to a rap song, acting like a kid. Oh, is NBA YoungBoy? Even better. Hey, he's got NBA in his name. It should be okay, right? That's what the optics are awful. And whatever, I understand what JJ's saying. Like, hey, half the season is too much. Is it? Because 8 games didn't seem to be enough. Didn't seem to work. Byron, I'd love your opinion. What do you think the NBA should do?
I think that there should be a substantial suspension. Half season is fine with me. You gave him every avenue to come back, and I felt that the league was very lenient, almost an accessory to trying to get him back into the good graces of the league. And he just didn't care. And now the NBA, because I think of their leniency and how they pushed him back, and I felt tried to push this, cover it up, push it under the rug, do whatever. Now you almost have to compensate for that to give him a heavier penalty this time around.
I do think here's an interesting thought, okay?
You wanted to say I disagree with that.
No, I don't disagree with it. I think you're right. I think the punishment should be more severe, not just because the second time, but because they were probably more lenient than they should have been. And maybe there's a little bit of anger in why they would do it that way. I would offer up that, is there a way in which you take away, it's like as parenting, right? Parenting, the key to disciplining a kid is not necessarily corporal punishment. I think corporal punishment, it can work. Everything depends upon the kid and how you feel about it. The key to it is take away something the kid likes the best, right? Is that right?
Sure.
Right? Like, how many kids got their video games taken away and it was like the end of the world? Now you take away a kid's phone and you will be amazed at how their behavior will change. Can you take away some of the playoffs? Right? You've already taken away his money with not being able to make All-NBA. Can you take away the playoffs? Like, I've been long a proponent of that with college basketball. Like, hey, if you're going to suspend a coach, don't do the first 3 games of the year. Do the first 2 games of the NCAA tournament. That's what really hurts you. That's where you're promoted the most. That's where you shine the most, And I get that it's a total detriment to the team, to the franchise, but so too is waving around a gun.
Would the... I completely agree with that. I wonder if money is the most important, so the regular season games would be where if your jaw, you're like, well, hey, still got paid. I'm sure the team would not love for him to miss playoff games. But that would be the only thing that I would say is maybe it's still that paycheck that is the most important.
I think we can all, I don't know if we can all come to this conclusion. Okay? Again, if I'm off, you guys feel free to call me on it. This is one of those where, honestly, it's a uniting force in the people who believe in the Second Amendment and guns and the right to bear arms, and the people who do not. right? And by the way, I think most people are actually more in the middle in that. I think most people, the studies have done, think you should have the right, but there has to be a lot more things, not just licensing, but training. And, you should have to renew your license on probably an annual basis and maybe go through some sort of mental health testing or whatever. I don't know. There should be a lot more hoops to jump through to own a firearm.
And this coming from somebody, and I can't prove this. I don't have no proof of this, but I can guarantee you, him and the dude who talking, which is a cuz, I guarantee you, they got gun collection. Not one, not two, not three. They got gun collection. Because see, I'm gonna show you something else. Once again, I said what I said earlier about how these other people know who black people is. Black people just don't know who they are, right? These other people know, and they also know that it's some things that have been done in this country that was against black people. It's some things that's still against black people. Now, I will say this here: it only thing different is today is our fault. We got to take responsibility and accountability for that. But I will say this here: they understand that, and it's every white person that you know, especially older white people. If you meet a white man 40 plus, I can guarantee you, because I know a whole bunch of them. If you meet a white man right now 40 plus, he gonna have multiple guns, handguns and rifles. Some of them just like guns, but a lot of them spiritually, they don't understand it. But spiritually, they know that eventually, or maybe it won't happen. Hopefully it don't. But it's a good chance that thing gonna eventually, and I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna just be brief with it, and I'm gonna get back to the video. I'm not gonna go into that in this video. But they understand that things may or may not come to a head. And I'm gonna just leave that at that. And they want to be prepared. So these dudes in this video that's talking, I can guarantee you, I don't have no proof of what I'm saying, but I will put my neck on the chopping block that they got gun collections.
And I think that honestly, most gun owners would be like, dude, I'm fine. I don't want them selling the name. That said, okay, but this is one which, if you're a gun owner, you're appalled because here's some guy who probably's never taken a gun training course, right, waving it around on a video with his...
Why you didn't take a training course? Because he black? And you might be right, because a lot of us don't take gun training. We go to the range just to have fun. But if that had been, this is what I'm trying to tell you. And like I said, I'm not one of those woe to me because I'm black and a white man. I don't believe in none of that stuff. But some things I will rectify the truth on. Why he don't have how you figure he don't have a gun training license? Because they tell you in gun training that you shouldn't just be flashing the gun. Well, they tell us certain things in driving class, we still do it. Anything in life that we have instructions on, sometimes we cheat, quote unquote. So how you know he don't? This is a man who worked $200 million. I'm sure he got a gun collection. Not probably for protection, but just out of because he can do it, and this rap music and this rap spirit and this hood thug spirit that is just that he just in awe of having guns. He got the money, so I'm sure he got a nice gun collection. How do you know he don't have training? Right? You speaking on something that you don't have no proof of. You clearly said probably, so that means you don't know. Why did you say it?
Buddies, like, this looks bad for gun owners, and for non-gun owners, like, see, this is what happens when everybody can have guns. Is that a fair way to look at it, Jay Stu?
I mean, it's fair, but I don't know if I don't know how much of that seeps into this conversation, to be honest. At least I'm not interested in that. I know you are. I'm not really interested in that.
What are you interested in?
But I think, going back to your original question that you asked, Dan, the way the Nets chose to handle Kyrie Irving after he retweeted that anti-Semitic movie, they gave a list of things that he needed to do before he got on the court. Now, you and I could argue whether or not he actually did all those things, or if they were compelled to bring him back before then, it was too strict, whatever. But why not say, Ja Morant, you are suspended indefinitely until you have done each of these next 6 things that we...
So first of all, let's address Kyrie Irving in this situation since he brought him up. But the reason why they did Kyrie Irving that, and they tried to basically publicly hang him and embarrass him, was because, I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie They got a movie. I forgot the name of it with Kuta Kinte and the Roots, and they had a particular part in that film where they had this white man and he beating Toby, and he's telling him this, or he beating Kunta or whatever the situation is, and he's telling him to say one name, but he kept on saying another, and he whipped him and whipped him and whipped him until he said the name that he said. And so in that situation, that's what happened with Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, he's a brother. He's a critical thinker. He's an astute black man, and he don't have the answers yet, or I don't know today, but at that present time, he don't have all the answers, but he is searching. And so, and which is a lot for most, because most is not even searching, but he is searching because there's a great awakening that's going on. Some people not gonna catch the awakening. They gonna be they gonna be the one that's being led, or the ones who being removed. Simple and plain, reform or be removed. But Kyrie Irving, he seen that DVD. Of, I think he said he didn't. I don't know if he said he didn't watch it. But the DVD was basically showing black people about who they were. I done never seen the DVD. I'm not interested in seeing it. Because anytime you're going down their page, of talking about other people and discrediting other people and bringing other people down to bring you up, even if it's true, I don't support that. If we somebody who we say who we is, we don't gotta say, well, these people fake and they the fake. I don't care if they the fake Jews. I'ma show that I'm the real Jew with my actions, not by what I show, not by what I say and all this food. We the rule. Forget all that. Let's show it. And I ain't talking about 1, 2, 3 in a particular group. Let's come together as a whole and show who's the real who and who's not the fake and who's the fake. So all that other stuff. So my thing is, and the next thing about that is, I'm not anti-Semitic, because my thing is this here. As a man of God, I judge people from his perspective. I look at people from a godly perspective. Now we understand that God is a man of love, but he also is a man of war. The scriptures say hate the thing that he hate. So, and we also know everybody is not a child of God. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into that. Read your scripture and you will learn all the things that I just said. Everything that I just said is in scripture. But what I will say is this here. Whoever is whoever, playing to be whoever, or whoever is not supposed to be whoever and all that there, that's all irrelevant to me. As a black American, I know what we need to do to empower ourselves. We have the power to do that, and the power is inside of us, and all we have to do is turn back to the Most High and His scripture, and it's gonna tell us what to do. And if we follow that and obey that, we gonna be hand ushered by the Most High into that door that I'm telling y'all about, because it's wide open. The awakening is here. So going down that path about who the Hebrew, all this old foolishness, I don't have, and I'm not saying foolishness, but I don't get off into that. And so Kyrie Irving posted that, and they had a lot of anti-Semitic stuff, so-called, so say, and that wasn't the issue with that. That wasn't why they did that. That wasn't why they gave him a public lashing and a public hanging. The reason why they did that was because, shut up, black man. We paying you well to do what you love to do. Shut up and play basketball. Shut up and dribble. Now we understand, and I got videos on my page. Some players, like LeBron is one of them. Some players need to shut up and dribble, right? Because they don't have nothing of knowledge to teach the black man. And they not going to speak on some of the things that they know they should speak on, because they plague in the black community, because they know they're going to get backlash. So just shut up and dribble. But for the people who like Kyrie Irving, they said to themselves, listen, just the fact that you posted that video, in other words, you posted, what you did was you pulled the curtain up. Now, like I say, I don't know what's in that DVD. I don't know if it's something, but that DVD, from my understanding, will make you start thinking and make you want to start digging. And they don't want you to dig. They want you to be on their programming, their timing. And so just the fact that you call yourself trying to do an awakening to your people, we going to publicly embarrass you, lash you, and hit you until you say, Toby, your name Toby. Your name ain't Kunta. Your name Toby. Because by you being disobedient to the master, saying your name is Kunta, it's people that's gonna see that and that's gonna awaken and empower them. So in other words, to use that analogy, Kyrie Irving, by you even posting something like that, even giving black people a thought to wake, because they don't want black people to wake up. Why is that? It's not because they hate black people. It's not because they racist. They don't want black people to wake up because they benefit off our failure. All our downfalls, all the stuff that I spoke about that plague the black community, these other people that's in power are benefiting from that. So if that changes, not so much that they may have fear that if we get in our position that it might be some thing that we do toward them that they did towards some of our ancestors. It's not so much of that. That is a reason, but the most important thing is they are benefit and creating generational wealth off our downfalls and us not knowing who we are, and us not empowering ourselves. The thing that we pay other people to do, we can do it. We got all the talent just as much as these other people. In some situations, we stronger, just like they had a strength. But what I will say is we can empower ourselves right now today. And if we wake up as a whole, not 1, 2 in the spots of us that already woke up, but if we wake up as a whole, and people who actually got platform and got but all the people who got platform, whether the black preachers, the members of the Democratic Party, the black leader, they bought and paid for by the white liberals to keep quiet and tell them keep them angry, because as long as we keep them angry, they gonna always be trying to find a solution, and they not gonna be able to critically think, because you can't do that when you angry. So keep telling them about white supremacy, keep telling them about this, but all that's gonna come back and haunt them. Right? But that's not here. That's for another video for another day. But Kyrie went through what he went through because, like I said once again for the last time, he was rebelling. He was trying to wake people up. And just the fact, like I said, I don't know what's in that DVD, and I'm not interested. But it's, from what I hear, some things in that video that make you want to dig deep and find out some stuff. It's a lot of things in that video, that DVD, that some brother said, hey, bro, it made me start thinking different, and it made me start trying to, find some other answers. And black men, they don't want you to do that because they understand who you are. You just don't. So that's why it was so hard for Kyrie. This situation is really not that bad. Only reason they making it seem like it's bad because it's hurting their bottom line. That's really all it is, because these people have guns, they love guns. They just know that America is against guns and all these type of situations like that, and it's hurting they, like I say, and for that reason now, it's hurting their bottom line, which is the money.
Expect.
So what does he have to do?
Some form of counseling where a third-party arbitrator talks to him, hears him out,
and see, that's the dumb stuff I be talking about. We need counseling and a third-party arbitrator who listens to him, and man, it's no issue. He just needs to stop listening to rap music and stop hanging around people that's not gonna tell him, you tripping, nigga, you is rich, nigga, stop tripping on Instagram Live, nigga, we not even getting on Instagram Live today, nigga. And if we do, nigga, we gonna be at a restaurant or at a gym somewhere. Only time you on Instagram Live, nigga, is if you at the gym. He needs some niggas around him saying that ain't no Instagram in the club. Niggas know you got money. Niggas know you having fun. You ain't got to post that. Only time we posting up is if we on the yacht or we at the gym. Really, we don't need to do none of that. Only time we posting on Instagram Live is if we at the gym or we working out. Everything else, we keeping that off social media, bro. Because now people judging you and all this going on, man. Leave all that off, man. That should have never, he's standing all on his Rolls Royce. Like, come on, bro. Which is like I say, that's his truck, that's his property. He ain't do nothing wrong there. What I'm saying, all he need is to stop listening to rap music, because apparently he can't handle it, and to stop, and he need to get him some new friends around him that's gonna hold him accountable. That's it. Some counseling and some just dumb stuff. Just saying something to sound good. Come on, man, get the hell out of here.
Is able to convey to the NBA that he now understands what he's doing is wrong, and he's representing the league incorrectly, as opposed to just sending out a statement like yesterday, right? That he actually understands that. He also needs to, I would say, like, pay a significant fine not to the NBA. We don't care about that. Pay a significant fine to people who have lost their kids to gun violence. He needs to get behind the car.
See, that's that political correct BS. He don't have nothing to do with it. He didn't kill nobody, child. Now, I do think he should pay a fine. He should be fined by the NBA, because you represent a company. You made a mistake that hurt their bottom line. That means they lost money, so you need to lose money, and that should be your only sanction. And if you do it again, that should be your sanction. It should just be a higher fine. Now, if you hurt somebody or you do something stupid with that gun, then that's another story. But if you just flashing a gun, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. All that deserve is a fine. Let's stop overreact. He don't need no counseling. He don't even have to pay nobody who lost their child to gun violence. Because I'm sure he do a lot for the community in Memphis anyway, or wherever he's from. I think he's from North South Carolina, but that's another story for another day. All I'm saying is this here. All he deserve, all he need to do is pay a fine. And the only reason I say he should pay a fine, because I understand business, and I understand that Nike, Powerade, and the NBA is a business, and he hurt their bottom line with this kind of publicity, especially at a time where they trying to basically rewrite the Constitution and remove the Second Amendment. And here you flashing it like it's all good, listening to rap music. So I think he should be fined for that reason and that reason alone. All that other stuff is political correct BS.
And tell all of these people that are shooting each other that this is not the way we're supposed to do things. If he does a checklist of items, then we could let you back in our league. I thought the Nets had a great approach. I don't think they fully executed it, but I liked what they did with Kyrie back in the fall.
I would agree. I like the checklist as well.
Checklist.
I like the checklist as well, but I don't know. All those can be accomplished before the season begins, so I don't know what level of punishment there'll be. Byron, what do you think?
Punishment-wise?
Yeah, do you like the idea of a checklist? Does that do it for you?
Well,
change things?
They just gave us a crappy checklist, and he checked all the boxes.
Right.
I don't care about. Sounds callous, but I mean, I hope that he gets his head on straight and doesn't throw away his career. But the checklist doesn't do anything for me now. Now it's just all right. You couldn't do this. Now you're going to be penalized for it.
It's a weird deal. It's interesting because there's a need for an evolution. It got to grow up. That's it. You got to grow up.
Simple as that. That's all you had to say.
This idea of,
That's
hey
all you had
man,
to say.
it's a cultural thing, you don't get it. I've heard pretty much every athlete, white and black, say nah, this is not it. This is not how you want to represent yourself. It's just not. Let those people copy you, not you copy NBA YoungBoy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't even understand that. But I do understand the self-inflicted wound. Dude, I'm a guy. I can tell you, most of my wounds in my lifetime are self-inflicted. I get it. Everybody's got the what's the button? Not ejector button. The implosion button. Everybody's got an implosion button. Mine is a little bit. I have a tendency to bump it every now and again. I've been trying to figure out why would I do that? You know what I mean? I get it. But the second consecutive implosion for no reason with the same thing in the same calendar year, it strikes me as moronic, dumb, obtuse, arrogant, all the different words. And that's not something that he represents outside of this. It's just weird.
There also becomes a point, and this just may sound very callous again, but if you're the NBA, you obviously wanted to help John Morant. He's one of your players. He's one of your biggest stars. There's then also the point of we got to look out for ourselves.
Yeah.
And what is that? Where is that line? When is that point? Even if John Morant is able to clear himself, I am very curious to see how the NBA handles his stardom and how they promote him, in years after this.
What about Nike? Nike just launched his shoe. It was sold out quickly. He's got like 2 different shoes, and they're really cool, really simple. It feels like they actually were the Kobe's. It feels like that's kind of the design mode of them. What does Nike do? How do they react? It's going to be fascinating.
Well, I will say this here. They removed Nike. They removed the shoe off the website. And that's what they did Kyrie before they dropped him. So hopefully that don't happen to him. If he get caught with a gun again, that may happen to him. It's consequences to our actions, man. It's consequences to our actions, bro. And I mean, that's life. You make mistakes. You shouldn't make the same mistake twice, but it do happen sometime. You got to understand the position that you in. You got to value that position, especially if it's a blessed position like John Morant. And you got to understand that if you decide to slip, if you do slip on a banana peel as a black man, there's nobody going to be there to pick you up. Your woman not gonna pick you up in most cases, not all cases. I don't want to say it like it's, but because sometimes they gonna, but for the most part, it's nobody gonna be there to pick you up. In these other situations with these other people that's in power, they gonna pick each other up, even if they don't know each other or don't like each other. They look at each other as family, even if they don't like each other, because they understand what generational wealth and bloodline and legacy mean. They understand that if they make a platform, they may not like a certain person. That person might not like them, but moving forward, they son might marry. They just think like that, even if it don't happen, and they'll automatically be able to raise children in a generational wealth that the grandfather created. And that's the mindset that we need to have. We need to get rid of this equality mindset and pick up a leadership mindset. But I'm saying that's not what this video about, but all my videos about that at the end of the day. And the thing that we gotta fix within our community, and this video is probably 2 hours long. But I will say this, and I'm gonna close with this. John Morant, because it's John Morant's everywhere. Whether you got a position at a corporate company, I don't care if you work at Taco Bell. If you make a mistake, and the only thing different with you and John Morant, if you ain't got no money like him, and you make a mistake, you might have to be in a bad situation. So rap music need to be outlawed, and if you know that you're a person, when you listen to rap music, it turns you into somebody else, and and nobody has to tell you that, you need to be careful. And you also need to think every second of everything you do. Be very conscious of everything you do, because we understand that situation happened fast, and I'm sure he regretted, but it happened. And all this is coming behind, all this backlash behind he allowed a 3-second clip, if it was that long, right? And so we just gotta be careful, man, as black men. We gotta show love to each other, show forgiveness toward each other, show compassion toward each other, because nobody else really gonna do it, neither should they. And I thank y'all for listening to me, and I believe it's gonna be my last entry in the John Morant situation. And like I said, I use these situations as a backdrop to speak on certain things that's in our community that need to be fixed. And so y'all have a blessed one. I'm out.